education. So in 2021, we all need that, particularly we are still into that pandemic situation. So okay, my topic today is it's not technical, but I really have a quick snapshot of what happened in 2020, and then maybe a bit of crystal ball into 2021 and see what we are looking at. Okay, a quick disclaimer, some disclosure as well. So as introduced, I'm a consultant hired by C. Okay, any other than that, I have no relevant affiliation or financial involvement with any organization or on any other matter that is being disclosed here. The views I express here are solely my own. Okay, they do not reflect any organization views. Products mentioned here is also listed as examples. Okay, and my intention is never to promote any particular brand of products. And no writing assistant was utilized in the production of this presentation. Okay, let's go on. So 2020 on look back, there is more like a year to forget than a year to remember. Okay, if you want to remember, probably remember Zoom meeting, a lot of it, as what we are doing right now. So lots of things to forget, but then look back quickly, what can we learn in 2020 and look forward as well in 2021. So in 2020, the global contact lens business, it has definitely been impacted like the rest of the business. But let me talk about what are the impact really in terms of the global contact lens business in 2020. Global contact lens business industry failed to grow since the great financial crisis in 2008. And every year, it has always been growing, whether it's 4% or 6%, it has been a constant growth ranging from that range 4 to 6% per annum. But, in 2020, the first 9 months of it in 2020 fell by 10%, okay, which is a lot, given that contact lens has been a very growing business in the industry. And if you look at all the manufacturer, the key manufacturer, revenue in 2020, it really shows a lot about where the global contact lens business really is. Global contact lens sales fell to 8 billion from 9 billion as an estimate in 2019. So it's a drop of 11% in absolute terms. And these are data compiled by the major manufacturer. Okay, so if I'm going to list down individually all the key players in the market in the contact lens industry, let's look at the percentage fall. Here we have J&J, okay, AccuView, have the biggest fall of 15.1% in financial year 2020. Alcon declined by 7% in the financial year of 2020. Bausch & Lomb declined 11%. Cooper Vision declined 7%. And Seed Contact Lens in Japan declined 11.8%. So we are looking at double-digit decline and some single. Fortunately, some managed to hold it on a single-digit decline. So, but all in all, the trending is the same. Every other major contact lens player all experience a decline in revenue. Okay, ranging from more or less only. On the backdrop of 80% reduction in overall contact lens sales, okay, up to a quarter of 2020, offices across the globe were all closed by stay-home orders. Okay, so some, and some shops basically, just go to standstill, really appointment if there is any eye care, eye checks or any, urgent requirement is really by appointments only. So basically all shut down in some parts of 2020. And the reduction of contact lens sales, fortunately, it's not as bad comparing to the overall contact lens sales. And another thing that we saw was online sales for contact lens really gained speed in 2020. Okay, those shops that have never engaged in online sales, optical stores particularly, not just online web portal, shops that have not engaged in online sales started doing online sales. So we saw a lot of that, and shops that have not been engaging on social media started a lot of that as well. Okay, and from July onwards, some markets got worse in terms of the COVID situation. particularly like US in Europe, but some markets as well, particularly China and Taiwan, recover quite rapidly from the pandemic situation. So we have markets that got worse, but at the same time, we got markets that recover very quickly because they are one of the first few to be hit by the pandemic. But new feeds are still running at 90% of pre-COVID basis, and 90% of contact lens wearers are slowly coming back to a normal wearing schedule. But there is a silver lining in most things. Not all is bad and gloomy. If you look at it in this way, in August 2020, the China Ministry of Education reported a 11.5% rise in the country's childhood myopia rate in the first half of 2020. And the surge is really a result of the increased screen time from online learning, which a lot of countries started because schools are closed. They have to embark on the online journey. Lots of digital devices. Children started looking at a lot of digital devices learn as a learning tool. So, in China, it is reported that there is a surge in myopia rate, in childhood myopia. And particularly, the rate was very high in elementary schoolers in China, which went up by almost 15%, the highest amount on the levels of schooling. So as a silver lining, an increase in myopia rate, in a sense, it means in 2021, there is a greater need for eye care. There is a greater need to do myopia management control in countries that have a surge in myopia, particularly in childhood. So, the silver lining is we should be looking back at, more incidences of patients that we can access to. So, hopefully it is the same in most countries as we exit the pandemic. Let me look at another things in terms of the global share of the major contact lens player in the market. So if you see here, currently the biggest player in terms of contact lens market share is J&J, followed by Cooper Vision and Alcon. And of course, you see Bosch and Lomb and others will fall into the 12% category. Interestingly, there are people who lost market share, but they are also in the pandemic who gained market share and became number 2 player. Players like Cooper Vision actually, gain in terms of market share in 2020. Let's look at this soft contact lens design. Okay, in terms of what lenses are fitted mostly, spherical lenses are still being fitted mostly at 67%, followed by torics and multifocal at 9%. So, but we also see an increasing amount of a trending of more multifocal lenses being fitted. Let's look at also contact lens design, both soft and gas permeable lenses. Okay, if you combine them, these both soft and GP lenses together, the soft spherical still is the biggest portion of it at 52%, and then next followed by the soft torics at 23%, the soft multifocal at 9%, and then we have the gas permeable at 4%, sclera at 4%, auto case still very small part of it at 2%, which means again potentially there is a good potential to embark on an auto K lens fitting. And let's look at the lens material type. Okay, we are seeing in terms of the more developed, in terms of the markets has been really developed in terms of contact lens fitting, we're seeing a bigger amount of silicone hydrogel lens material being fitted. We are seeing a decline in hydrogel material being fitted, which is silicone hydrogel material fitted at 70%. This hydrogel material fitted at 19%. And then we have the rest like the GP lenses, the hybrid lenses, hard in the middle, and then soft at the peripheral at 2%. And then of course the PMMA is almost non-existing right now. Okay, so this again gives you a quick idea of what lens material is fitted. So, and also possibly apply that to Nepal market, potentially what are the trending that's happening elsewhere that can be adopted as a learning tool for your own market in Nepal. Okay, so silicone hydrogel is becoming a material of choice to fit globally. Let's look at contact lens by modality. We are seeing as well a daily lens becoming a lens of choice to be fitted by eye care practitioners throughout the world, followed at 43%, and monthly lens at 37%, quarterly replacement or 3-month replacement at 3%, and then the 2 weeks or the weekly modality at 17%. So we are seeing more of a shift towards a 1-day or daily disposable market in terms of contact lens by modality. Again, something that we want to look at, and again, something that we want to convince our patient as well. If they're not doing that, maybe we should start fitting them into the monthly lens for this rather than doing a conventional lens, for example. Okay. Next, I'm just going to look at the myopia control treatment plan as well. Okay. What are the options that has been done for markets or for practitioners who embark on some form of a myopia control treatment plan? So we have first and foremost multifocal or auto K, okay, lens as a treatment plan at 49%. And then we also have contact lens and atropine, mixing them together at 44%, and atropine alone, okay, at 8%. So we do see that my multifocal and auto care lens is still the go-to plan for a myopia control treatment plan. And multifocal lens could be a center distance kind of lens design, or right now, these days we have lenses like MySight, EDOF, or some multifocal lenses that you are using on your own in terms of myopia control lens. So now, of course, auto K. There's a lot of auto K options right now in the market that allow you to do myopia control as well. Now, I just want to move on to talk about some of the new products that was launched. Some is in 2020, and some is towards the tail end of 2019. So I lump them together just to have a flavor of in the last 1 year or so, what are the new products that have been launched. I think first and foremost, one of the key talk about is myopia control and myopia management. So lens optics and myopia management. These are the two lenses that's been launched. MySight by Cooper Vision, and See 1-day EDOF, extended depth of focus by See contact lens in Japan. So we do have more range in terms of myopia control right now in the market. Okay. And See 1-day EDOF is interesting because it's really like a 3-in-1 lens. It is both a lens for presbyopia, myopia management, as well as also a visual stress relief lens. Okay, so this is the first one of the products that's been launched in 2020. And next type of lens, is RX specialty lens, which means things like a multifocal toric lens being launched by Bausch and Lomb, okay, using ultra material, which is a very good silicone hydrogel material. And also we have contact lens being integrated with other purposes. For example, AccuView Oasis, contact lens that have photochromic ability, okay, together, mixing AccuView and transition together to form a contact lens. And then we also see companies improving further on the material, particularly on the silicone hydrogel material. So you have Alcon coming out with a new product, which is called Precision 1. And then we also have delivery contact lens, okay, which is this lens called Delivery Aero by Ski Lens in Italy. So basically, this allow a vitamin to be released as a wearer wear the contact lens over the wearing hours of the contact lens. So we have drug delivery lenses being introduced in the market right now. Another type of lens that's been launched is smart contact lens. This particular lens called Sinsamite. This is by Sid company as well, Sid contact lens company as well. So what does this lens do is basically it's a smart lens that allow eye doctors to monitor the intraocular pressure, of the patient throughout the wearing time of wearing this contact lens, giving the doctors a better way to properly give a treatment plan for the particular patient, whether is it pre-glaucoma or post-glaucoma patient. Okay, so in a snapshot, what are the contact lens trend that we are seeing today? We are moving towards silicone hydrogel material. Okay, multifocal lenses are being fitted more with aging contact lens wearer. Myopia management is becoming an important part of the practice as well. And one day modality switch continues to pick up speed. And there is a moving into a specialty lens segment, which means like things like multifocal and torics coming together. If we look at 2021 and beyond, what are we looking at? We're looking at continuing that trend for the global contact lens trend, transition to silicone hydrogel material, more use of one-day disposable lenses, more options for myopia control, okay, whether is it in soft contact lens for myopia control or auto K lens with a smaller treatment zone of 5 mm BOZD. Okay, an example I quoted here is Paragon coming out with a smaller treatment zone. Okay, and more options for presbyopia beyond the center near or the center distant kind of design. And we will be seeing more of the new lens material, both in RGB and soft contact lens. Basically, we're looking at higher decay, lower modulus, good wettability, better lens surface properties as well. Okay. And what else beyond 2021 and beyond? We are also looking at start of new smart contact lens age. Okay, things like allow you to monitor in terms of triggerfish, the sensor mic that I talked about, and also we have in with cooperation partnering with Bosch and Lomb. Okay, we also have enhanced vision. This particular company that is under R&D is done together with University of California, San Diego, and also with the Harbin Institute of Technology. Okay, allowing low vision patients to be able to see by wearing the contact lens. We're also looking at contact lens being applied on augmented reality. This particular company called Innovega is creating together with glasses, allow you to have a heads-up display with streaming video. Okay, has some application in military currently. So eventually this will apply commercially to the public as well. So mixing augmented reality in contact lens and spectacle together. So this some of the things that we are seeing and happening right now. Okay, and real-time information. Okay, that is being applied on the contact lens. This particular company called Mojo Vision using sclera lens design to provide real-time contrast and lighting enhancement as well as zoom functionality. So these are things that is getting very exciting beyond the vision correction that we all has been using contact lens as you've been using. So we are seeing more technology being applied into contact lens, and this is it's going forward. This is going to be repeated and further explored as well. And contact lens for relieving digital stress, because we are using more digital devices now. Products like Biofitty Energy, Seed One Day Pure, they are all good for relieving digital stress, high stress. Okay, and also wider application for contact lens as a treatment and delivery tool. Okay, J&J has phase 3 clinical trials being done on antihistamine release contact lens. Neolens drug delivery over 7 days being done. Ocumedic, another drug delivery that targets post and pre-cataract surgery. And lastly, before I end my session, is a return back to growth eventually. I think we've seen dark days in 2020. So in 2021, I always say every seed experience dark hours to rise up to the brightest day. So I believe in 2021 it's a return back to growth, and it's also for us to experience back to our brightest day. Okay, with this, I thank you. So thank you for having me. And if you have any question, do feel free to ask me. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the informative talk, sir. And thank you for making us understand market status of contact lens and updating contact lens products. I hope you will stay throughout this session.
Sure. Yeah.